Today we're going to talk about what Kyler Murray winning the Heisman Trophy means for Lincoln Riley on the recruiting trail. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill, considering the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today we are going to talk about what Kyler Murray winning the Heisman Trophy means for Lincoln Riley on the recruiting trail ahead of early signing day, which is December 19th. But first, if you listen to me on the Tulsa Sports Animal, that be 97.1 FM, KYAL, this morning, that be Sunday, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., I'd like to know what you thought. I live stream most of it. I had a low latency on things, so the sound starts a little later than I would like it to, but I thought it was a pretty good stream, and I thought it was a great show. I had a lot of fun. Called the show Fight Me. We went college football. We talked a little NFL, talked a lot about the Dallas Cowboys, Kansas City Chiefs, talked a lot about Kyler Murray, and just what's going on with that guy. I also talked about the Biletnikoff Award. And I got a bone to pick with the Biletnikoff Award, folks, and I kind of sat on this for about 3 days, but it's a take that I think a lot of you, particularly of my generation, will appreciate because it's got a millennial slant to it. So you'll remember that Tylan Wallace and Andy Isabella and Jerry Jeudy were the finalists for the Biletnikoff Award. It was eventually awarded to Jerry Jeudy, who's an Alabama wide receiver, and I got a bone to pick with that. But first, I got a bone to pick with the committee for not having Marquise Hollywood Brown as a finalist because the statistics say that he should be one. Now, Andy Isabella played at UMass, and he deserves to be a finalist. He had over 100 catches, he had 1,697 yards, and he had a 300-yard receiving game and a 200-yard receiving game against Georgia. So it ain't like he didn't do what he did against good competition when he had his opportunities. That said, some of the top receiving seasons ever are held by non-Power 5 conference receivers. In fact, 4 of the top 5 seasons in college football history for a receiver are all non-Power 5 conferences. And Andy Isabella ranks number 26 when we're talking about the best receiving season all time. So it was good, but it wasn't that good, particularly when taking into account competition. But Hollywood Brown at Oklahoma didn't play a single FCS team on the schedule, had 75 catches for over 1,300 yards, and 3 of those games he was hurt in, right? I don't necessarily know that he should have won the award, but he certainly should have been a finalist. And then Tylan Wallace, who I think should have won the award at Oklahoma State, 79 catches for nearly 1,400 yards, had an outstanding season where he had to step in for Jalen McCleskey and make it work for an Oklahoma State team that seemed like it could have been good, but wasn't. And then you got Jerry Jeudy, who had 59 catches for 1,103 yards, for which I was like, I mean, that's an all right season, and especially when you played Alabama, it's really hard to give you credit for that. And you played FCS opponents. I mean, you got to tell me about that strength of schedule with Citadel and ULL and Arkansas State on the schedule. But this felt a lot like what Macklemore did to Kendrick Lamar for the Grammys in 2014. So peep game. Macklemore won the best album of the year in a category that had Drake with Nothing Was the Same. You know that from Started From the Bottom, Now We Here. It had Hove with Magna Carta. That'd be Jay-Z. It had Kanye with Yeezus, Blood on the Leaves was awesome. And of course, Kendrick Lamar with Good Kid, Mad City. Everybody agreed that Kendrick Lamar had the best album of the year, and yet Macklemore won that Grammy and felt so bad about it that he wrote a note to Kendrick Lamar that he later showed to the public saying, I thought you should have won. That's kind of how I felt about Tylan Wallace and Jerry Jeudy, but also the fact that Hollywood Brown wasn't even included as a finalist is a farce to me. It's just ridiculous. I mean, let's be serious. You're not gonna rock Thrift Shop. You're gonna rock K-Dot. You're rapping about Velcros? Please, bro. Nah, you're banging Tupac like yak, yak, yak. You're just, it's Kendrick Lamar should have won that award. We all know it. So now let's talk about what Kyler Murray's Heisman Trophy means for Oklahoma on the recruiting trail. Well, it means a lot. If you're Lincoln Riley, you get to spend a full week telling folks, yo, not only do I have back-to-back Heisman Trophy winners, they're both quarterbacks, and I have put 4 Heisman finalists on a football field in 3 years. Think about that for a second. I know Baker Mayfield has 2 of those, but you got D.D. Westbrook, a wide receiver. You got Baker Mayfield twice, and you got Kyler Murray. I mean, come on, man. You got 2 of the best quarterbacking seasons of all time and a really great argument for Kyler Murray being the best college football quarterback of all time. Bring back NCAA, because I just love to see what it looks like for Kyler Murray in a rating system. I mean, his speed, we know it's like 110 in a 100 rating. You know what I mean? It also means that any offensive recruit has to give Oklahoma a hard look. Whether you play wide receiver, quarterback, running back, or offensive line, you're going, man, if Lincoln Riley wants me, I must be really good. And Lincoln Riley is kind of a quarterback whisperer, right? So you're getting to walk into places where you might have commits that aren't leaving or leaning anywhere else, but you also get to walk into other doors, particularly defensive doors, and say, this is what my offense can do. My defense gave up 30 plus a game, and we still made the college football playoff in back-to-back years. I've been to the college football playoff 3 out of the 5 times it's been played, and I've won the Big 12 conference 4 times without a great defense. What would happen if you got a 4-star, 5-star defensive back that you get to say, what if we were this good with you? What if we were better if you decided to sign with Oklahoma? I think that was a pitch that was given to Brendan Buki Radley-Hiles, and I think it won. No matter what you think about what Buki's play was, fact of the matter is everybody wanted that kid. Same thing with Michael Thompson, who will be back next year. And you've got to say that with some defensive backs in Jamal Morris, in Jaden Davis, and in Woody Washington. But you also might get to say that for a guy like Jordan Battle, who might think of decommitting from Ohio State and or committing to Alabama or Oklahoma. Now that gets more complicated because Dax Hill announced that he had flipped his commitment from Michigan to Alabama. And he plays safety, and so does Jordan Battle. And I got to believe that Jordan Battle's like, do I really want to go there now? Especially when you have your teammate at St. Thomas Aquinas in Jaden Davis, who's already committed to Oklahoma playing corner. Maybe you want to join him at OU and play defensive back where you know you're going to get your shot to be a ball hawk, and you know they're going to go at you, and you have an opportunity to play on a football team that wins championships and competes for national championships year in and year out. That's a sexy sell if you're Lincoln Riley, if you're Cale Gundy, and to anybody who might be a prospective candidate to become the defensive coordinator at Oklahoma. This is all what you want if you are Lincoln Riley. Could not be going any better, but we'll wait and see to see how this all shakes out on the recruiting trail. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.